Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So I have kind of a little bit of a different video here today, kind of mixed with like some things I used to do on my channel. So I'm going to be talking about my inventory today because I feel like at the start of every year I get this urge to be like, I really need to get after it this year. I'm pretty sure I've done this for like 2 or 3 years in a row now. I'm still working on it. And then I'm actually kind of going to be including some of the Bath & Body Works like project use it up type items that I'm currently working on, which kind of go hand in hand with my inventory because obviously I'm trying to use things up. So I think I'm going to start with my inventory numbers and kind of break that down, and then I'm going to share some of the stuff I'm working on. If you don't care about numbers and you just want to flat out see the items I'm working on, I'll try to leave a timestamp down below so that you can fast forward. I'm literally going to make myself a note right now so I don't forget because sometimes it's nice to just fast forward. So I'm going to leave myself a note. Okay, so let's start off with numbers. I love spreadsheets. Many of you guys used my old inventory spreadsheet, so I know you guys love spreadsheets too, but I created a new one. I may share this one if you guys want it. So I basically just made a spreadsheet. This may come across horrible. I just made a spreadsheet with like all the items, how much the numbers are, and like all the months. And then I did some calculations at the end with color coding because you guys know me. So I'm going to walk through it. Like I said, if you want it, just let me know. But I also made this front page that has kind of like a summary and this bar chart. I don't know. It's just like a more visual version, I guess. So if you're interested, just let me know and I'll just leave the Google link so you guys can copy it. So I'm going to start by going through my numbers. So I have a column that says January, which I kind of just like started with. It's not necessarily maybe my numbers as January 1 because I kind of have been like editing this as I come across things. And then I have the column February filled out as well because anytime I add or finish something, I'm editing the February column because those are going to be my numbers as of February 1. So I hope that makes sense why I'm filling out February, even though it's not technically February yet, because whatever I end with, like February 1 midnight in that column is going to be the starting number for that month. And then I'll start editing for March so that I can see month over month difference. I'll probably put like a year end, I don't know, maybe I'll like backdate and make the January column December, or I'll either put like an end of year column after December just because I'm going to overlap somewhere. I hope this makes sense. Do your spreadsheet how you want to do your spreadsheet. The month part I don't think matters as much as it's not a deal as I'm making it. Okay, anyway, I got way too deep into that. So the first one, like row on my spreadsheet, is candles. I don't know why I went in the order I went in, but I did. So the first one is candles. I started the year with 122 and I'm at 124. My goal, okay, let me maybe talk about this color coding situation over here. So I made a column that says used, which is basically just taking the first column minus the second column. So right now it's -2 because I've brought in 2 more than I've started with. And then the next column is per month, like how much I've used per month, which is also -2 because it's only been 1 month that I brought in 2. So at the end of the year, I kind of want to get a picture of how many of these things I use a month to kind of adjust my purchasing habits, if that makes sense. So next I have my goal. So this is my goal number of where I want this category to be at. And then I have a left to use column, which is basically taking my current number minus the goal to give me how many I need to use. And then I have a per month column, which is taking the amount I need to use and dividing it by the rest of the months in the year. So right now it's 12. So currently I need to, okay, let me just give you some numbers. So my goal for candles is 60. So I need to use up 64. That's my left to use. So right now per month, my number is 5.3 because it's divided by 12. And then I'm trying to decide what, I have this extra column, but I don't know what that's calculating. I have it calculating my per month minus my other, oh my gosh, I'm not entirely sure what this column is for. I think it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to get back. I have this other column that I'm like, it's the color coded column, and I'm not entirely sure. I thought I was calculating like what I need to use left this month to reach my goal, but I'm not entirely sure if my math is right on this. It's kind of like looking weird. R21 minus O. Okay, I think maybe it's right. So, I think what I'm calculating in this last column is what I need to use like left this month still to get to my goal of like what I need to use per month, because for one column, this makes sense because for candles I need to use 5.3 per month because I brought 2 in, I'm like in the negative. I actually need to use up 7 to get back on track to my goal. I think that's why it threw me off, because it's like backwards. It should be less, but I brought some in, so I'm technically in the negative. Okay, I feel like that was really confusing. Like I said, if you want me to just share my spreadsheet, I'll do that. Okay, so for essential oils, I have 37. I started with that. I'm currently at that. I ideally want to be more at like 20. So I need to use like 1.5 per month. So we'll see. For wallflowers, I started with 25. I'm at 27. I want this to be at 0 by the end of the year. So I need to use 4.3 per month. So I don't know how that's going to go over, but that's my goal. For Scentsy Pod packs, I had 25. I'm down to 24. I want this to be around like 18. So I only need to use up 6. So this will obviously fluctuate with how these items come in, but it says I only have to do half a pod per month to get to this goal. But obviously as I buy more, I need to use more, so that will kind of adjust. For my room sprays, I have 8 currently. I want this to be closer to 4, so 0.3 per month is my usage for that. For hand soaps, I started in January. When I did my inventory, I had 23. I'm currently at 22. So my goal I have is 6. I just think having like so many hand soaps is excessive. I do have a lot of Scentsy hand soaps on hand, and I wouldn't mind having more than 6 on hand because I like to gift them and I sell Scentsy, so it's not a big deal to me. But right now, out of the 22 soaps I have, probably only 6 are Scentsy. Like, I have a lot of extra, like mostly Bath & Body Works soap. I should have brought my freaking soaps. I did not bring that to my use up pile, but I should have, because I want to use up, well, I have 16, all things considered, in my use up, like towards my goal. But really, I really just want to use up all my Bath & Body Works hand soap. So yes, for Scentsy soap, I have 7 bags, and I have down that I want this to be to 6. So if I can use one up, but I'll probably buy more of these, so this will be kind of a fluid one as well. And these goals I just like kind of roughly set. I may end up changing them. I don't know. For some things, I know like where I want them to be. Like, I really want to get my wallflowers to 0, but we'll see. I could change my mind in 6 months, I guess. For body wash, I have 18. I tried my best to count these, and I think I didn't count any of Corey's. I think. I'm pretty sure I didn't count those because I don't, like, he might finish one up and throw it away and I wouldn't have any idea, versus my stuff I obviously look at a little bit closer. So I think I didn't count any of his business. So I think it's 18, which is crazy for one person. I have my goal that I want that to be at 6, because in my mind, 6, I was like, if I use one per month, that's like a 6-month, and I'm okay with having like a 6-month forward type of stock in case, you know, you're getting like biannually stocking up when it's a sale, something like that. That's okay with me. Having 18 months worth is like a year and a half, and that's not okay with me. So I need to use about one per month to get to this goal, and I'd have to do that all year long and not buy any or really go through them. So I do have body wash included in this. Body scrub, I currently have 9, and I'll show you one product that's a little bit like kind of out of this category, but it's included in this number. I want to get this to 6 as well, because ideally my Scentsy scrubs, I probably use those like one a month. So that's once again like a 6-month supply. My current one I'm working on that I'll show you is not. It's going to take way longer than normal. So that might throw a wrench into that, but we'll see. For lotion, I started with 10 and I actually now have 11 because I got one at the semi-annual sale. My goal with this is 6. This may change. I just don't know. But that's not a huge number. I need to use like half a lotion per month, so that's not crazy. For body cream, I have 13, and I have my goal for this set at 1. And you might be like, what? I have my goal set at this for 1 because I thought I'm going to show you, I have the pumps that I just bought from Bath & Body Works on my lotions. And I realized I said this on my Instagram and I didn't intend to. I got the pumps and I was like, I'm so pumped. And someone was like, nice pun. And I was like, I didn't mean it that way. I'm like genuinely excited for these, but I said pumped. I'm excited. I got the pumps and I was like, oh, I'm going to use them on like all my lotions because I have so many body lotions. I was thinking I had like 27 body lotions. I was like, this is going to help me go through them so fast. And I realized I had way more body cream than body lotion. And I was like, oh, okay. So I really prefer, especially now that I have the pumps, the lotion over the creams, and I have more creams. So I'm like, I need to prioritize those. I need to get going through those. So yes, my goal is 1 because I don't really love the creams. And I think part of my problem is the pump makes it so easy to dispense. I gravitate towards that. Like I can just go boop and I'd be done, and even put it like, you know, even when I'm doing my legs after my shower, it's just so easy. I don't know. It's what I gravitate towards. So I need to work on that. That's why we're doing this. So for hand cream, I have 7, and I made a comment that this includes my more heavy type of creams like my Trader Joe's body butters and those types of stuff, because I typically only use those on like my hands or feet. I don't put them on my whole body. So those are included in the 7. And then I have my goal of this set to 3. I don't know why I put it at 3 necessarily. I guess it just felt right at the time. So for mist, like body mist, I have 14, which is too many. I have my goal for this set to 3 as well, which is pretty low. I just don't find myself reaching for my Bath & Body Works mists. I'd rather, I don't know. I think I want to kind of take a different approach with how I buy things from them. I used to buy like matching creams and mists, and I really don't like the creams. And so what do I pair the mist with? It's kind of weird. I'd rather like buy a more variety of scents in the lotion and actually use it than like 2 scents in the cream and the mist because I'm trying to get like the best deal and then I don't use them. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I have this at 3 because I'd rather just have like a couple mists that go with multiple types of scent ranges, and then I can like get into the specific scents with my body lotion. We'll see how that works. And then perfume I have at 11 currently. I have 11 currently. I have my goal at 5. And once again, this kind of just felt right. I have one full-size perfume, which is half empty. Otherwise, everything else I have is minis. However, I haven't used up a perfume in like a long time. The hair is probably driving somebody crazy. So yeah. For sanitizer, I counted my little pocket bags and my larger like pump sized hand sanitizers. I have 14 and I got one at SAS, so I have 15. And I don't know if that includes the one in Corey's car because he has a larger pump. I don't think it does. I might need to like, as I've like been finding things or doing recounts, I've been adjusting these numbers. So it's a work in progress. I have my goal at this as 3 because kind of my thought is like, if I have one large pump in my car, if I have one on my purse, like keychain, and then maybe one at like my work desk, you know, a variation of 3 should be plenty, especially if they're the larger pumps, which I actually prefer. They're really nice. And I have the moisturizing one in my car now that it's winter, and I love it. It's great. So, okay, the next 2 categories, you might be like, that's so random, but I get a lot of these because I'm a Scentsy consultant and they're offered a lot and I have them. So it's dish soap and counter clean. So I have 6 dish soaps and I have 10 counter cleans. Crazy. I have both of these goals at 6. The dish soap I have at 6 because I'm like, if I use one a month and I have 6 and that's 6 months, like that's not a big deal to me. Also, some of the hand soaps I convert into foaming soap, or sorry, the dish soaps and the hand soaps I convert to foaming soap, so they kind of get used up that way. It's not a huge deal. The counter clean though, I really need to whittle this down. I'm just like, I love counter clean, but like I don't go through it that much that I need 10. So, and then I just have a little section at the bottom for wax, and really this is mostly to track my vendor wax. It will be nice to track my Scentsy as well to see like what I use up per month, but I'm not necessarily using it to track my Scentsy wax to like whittle down per se. Mostly that goal is for my vendor wax. So this is where I've seen the most improvement because I've really been working my ass off towards it. In January, I started with 285 units. Some people call them in like the use up community, they call them units of vendor wax. And currently I'm at 272. So I'm really excited. It's only the 18th of January when I'm filming this. So it's been like 18 days officially, and I've used up 13 so far. I don't know if I like started right away on the 1st, but that's pretty good for me. You might be shocked. My goal is to get this number to 0 by the end of the year. That's pretty intense. That's a pretty intense goal, but I really want to work this collection down because I just do. For multiple reasons that I don't necessarily feel like I need to like go through the long list. I just really want to work through this. If I don't get to 0, it's not the end of the world, but I'm like, I want to push myself. I'm going to put my goal at 0. I want to use all this up this year. I want to do it. So, I find it really easy to not reach for this stuff and just like avoid it and then use the excuse like I can never maybe get it again. I shouldn't melt it. Like, it's just so the way I go about it annoys me. So I'm like, I'm going to use it all. Even if I love it, I'm going to use it. Here is kind of the hard thing. Even though I have 272 units left, a unit could be a sample. A unit could be a clam. A unit could be a chunk muffin. It could be a loaf. It's a lot. It's not all simply like one-time use 272. It's like, I probably have like 17 or 20 loaves out of that 272. So those obviously take a longer time to use because there's a lot. Also, I will say, I tried my best to count this. If it's off, it could be off. Because I have just like, there's no good way to store 282 things of vendor wax. Like, they don't stack nicely. There's no good way to store them. So I apologize. There may be a recount. Maybe not anytime soon because it was not fun to count in the first place, but I was like, I need to get real with myself and I need to count it. So I did. So here's the stats. Like I said, I've already used up 13. So currently I'm at a 13 per month use up, which is very exciting. My goal, like I said, is 0. So to get to 0, I need to use up 272 still, which makes my per month calculation 22 22.7 if it's like technical terms. So I have, you know how I was doing that calculation on the side, which was like how much I have to do left this month to get to that overall monthly goal. Right now that's at 9.7. So I need to use up 9 more items this month to kind of stay on track for my monthly goal. And so I think that's why I was, like I said, it's mostly for vendor wax. It's why I had that like side column, and I have it color coded so that, I don't know if you can see, but like this is my vendor wax, it's red, and then this is the candles, it's also red. So the higher numbers are like the more red numbers, so I know those are the items I really need to be working on the most. And honestly, candles and vendor wax will probably be the 2 majority for the year because they're such big categories in here. So yeah, and so here is what my little chart looks like so far with it. Hopefully I see this obviously come down a lot and then those start to like even out versus this being like so big and they're all so small. But that's what it looks like so far. I hopefully will come on every month and kind of talk about this. I had somebody kind of talk about me doing like a use it up for my vendor wax, and I said I would kind of share some tips here. So what I've been doing so far is just being like very religious about going through stuff. So what I'm prioritizing right now is somewhat samples because I know they're going to be the easiest to use up. So I want to just kind of like get through them as fast as possible and kind of give myself that momentum like right off the gate. So obviously once they're gone, things might be harder because they're not one-time use, but I'm really starting with samples. And then I'm also starting with things that are like a year or older. So things that I've got before like January 2020. And then kind of starting with those. Just, I don't know why, but I feel like I want to kind of go that route instead of just like pulling random things. So on February 1st, I'll go through, I have a melting basket that I usually share on here, but on February 1st or around February 1st, I'll go through and pull anything that kind of is in that February date, or especially like January or sooner from a year prior. I hope that makes sense. So if anything's labeled, because I label all my wax with dates, if anything is labeled February 2020 or sooner, it will like get bundled into this melting basket because I'm like, that is the priority. That's what needs to be worked on. If say I'm like doing great and I'm working through all those things, then I'll kind of like dabble in and start pulling some other stuff, but that's kind of how I prioritize that. But honestly, like changing my wax every day or multiple times a day if it's vendor wax, it doesn't last that long. Vendor wax, it's maybe like a 4-hour thing. So if I'm at home all day, I could do it 3 times. And some people might be shocked about that, but I'm trying to work through it. It's a project. If it's done after 4 hours, it's done and I could change it. Also utilizing my Yankee centerpiece. It has a really big dish, so I can fit a lot in it, and it has a timer, so I can just let it go and do its thing and not have to worry about it. And then pop the little dish in the freezer, pop it out, and pop some new stuff in. So that's kind of the angle I'm taking at right now. So I hope that helps. I'll kind of update as I go on, and obviously talk about that in my empties. So I want to share the items that I'm using. Let me make a note for my, so I can make the timestamp down below. Okay. So let's talk products I'm using up. I think first I'm going to start with candles. I hope I don't bump the camera. I kind of just pulled things that I'm working on. It's not going to be as intense as my old projects because I really am mostly focused on candles and vendor wax, but these are the things I'm like focusing on right now. So for the candles, I'm going to start with, yes, this is going to look funny, but this is a Huntington Home candle. It's called Garden of the Gods, Colorado, but it's cedar leaf and wood smoke. So I have this, I can take that off. I have this Bath and Body Works lid on it because it fits perfect, but I'm about like halfway through this. That's where I started. And I'm about halfway. It doesn't necessarily pull out all the way because the wicks aren't very centered. I will say though, I think this wick over here, I completely tried to get it to stand up, but don't do that when the wicks are like cold, I guess, is what I want to say. I was gonna, like, it's like right now, if I were to move the wick, it like completely broke off. But I relit it and it stayed lit, and now look at them, like they're fine. So, miracle candle? I don't know. But it burns really well. It's not overly strong, but I think if it was stronger, it'd kind of be like a little bit nasty. But I can tell when I burn it for like an hour or two, I can start to almost see the wick clips like kind of from the top of the wax spool. So I think this one won't last very much longer, but I'm excited because I need to work down that candle number. I'm working on this one. It's the oldest candle in my collection. It is the Stress Relief Aromatherapy. It looks full. I've literally only burned it one time. And look at these freaking wicks. Like, they really, I feel like I can tell this is an older candle because of like how intense the wicks look. I don't know. But also they're not very centered. Well, they're like not very evenly spaced, I'm realizing. This is a really good one. I was working on this one, but then I kind of started to like prioritize this one because this is kind of like, it's woody, and I kind of feel like I associate its woodiness with like Christmas holiday time, even though it's not balsam like tree type wood. It's just more of like a wood note. It says cedar leaf and wood smoke are the notes. So I think once that one's kind of dying out, I'll probably focus more on this one in the bedroom. I could alternate between the two, I just haven't been. Also working on Paris Cafe as my coffee candle. This one's actually going okay. I just literally started it like a couple days ago, and I've just been doing it for a couple hours in the morning. When I do it in the mornings before work, it doesn't always necessarily have time to pull out. And if you're new to my channel and that offends you, I'm sorry, but I don't care about candles pulling out. I just don't. I have a Candle Crock and that doesn't bother me. So we have a little bit of that, but it's actually been doing pretty well. I probably need to trim that guy, just his little nubby off. But otherwise, I haven't really had to trim the wicks. It's been pretty low maintenance. I just have to say, the notes on this are rich roasted coffee. I need to go to bed. The notes are rich roasted coffee and sugared brioche vanilla cream. I get like a chocolate vibe from this. Like every time I get ready to light it, I'm like, it's giving me chocolate vibes. It's so odd. It's very strong. It's very strong, but it gives me a little bit chocolate vibes. Probably wouldn't repurchase. I'm not even close to being done with it, but probably wouldn't repurchase. No offense, Paris Cafe. Also can't confirm if it smells like a Paris Cafe. Never been to Paris. So I'm also working on peppermint hot chocolate, and it's divine. It's also a little bit dirty and may get put in the Candle Crock soon, but it's like not, I don't know, like I feel like it has a good amount of life in it yet still, but like it's starting to get naughty. I don't know if you can see those. Like, oh, you see that? You see that? That's not allowed. These wicks, okay, look how like skinny and puny and like they're so flimsy, but also I trim them and then they're like blazing. It's insane. So I try to get all like the little mushroomies off so that they don't like fly in the air and all that stuff and crackle. And the flames are still crazy, but this candle's so good. It's gonna be so good in the crock. It literally smells like peppermint hot chocolate. Aptly named. I 100% agree. But this is a really nice one for January. I need to, I'm also working on crushed candy cane. I didn't bring that over here. But that one I like can't smell. It's so light. It's so good on cold, but it's so light. I put in my Candle Hurricane, which I will leave linked for you guys in the description box. It's from Target. It's not an official Candle Hurricane, so be careful. Disclaimer, I'm just using it as one. I put the 3-wick and the single wick in my Hurricane, and I can barely smell. They're so light. Don't even know if you can get it anymore, but it's a good scent, but like, be stronger, okay? Let's talk body care and then we'll wrap this up. So this is the product I'm using as my like scrub. I was using it on my face and I was like, I don't love this on my face. So it's the Glossier Cleanser Concentrate. And you might be like, you're using this as a scrub, but it's supposed to be a chemical exfoliant. It's some type of exfoliating like wash. It says clarifying face wash, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to exfoliate in a way. Like, I could tell when I used it on my face. It's definitely like doing its thing. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a chemical exfoliant. So I've been using it kind of as a scrub because I feel like that kind of gives the same effect. I haven't been using it every day, even though it says to do that, I think. Like, it doesn't, I don't know. Massage 1 to 2 pumps into wet skin for 60 seconds. It says this allows the ingredients to fully activate on the skin. I'm pretty sure it's a chemical exfoliant. Rinse with warm water and pat dry. So I'm pretty sure on their website they were like, you can use this daily. On my face, absolutely not. Even on my body, I'm like, maybe 3 days max. Like today, wait at least 2 days and then maybe use it again. Typically I would go like a week, but 3 days in between. Maybe I should say that's the minimum. So here's the deal though. And this is how full it is. It's very full, as you can see. I have a line drawn right there for reference because I think I'm gonna need it. I have had this since like November. I've maybe even had it longer. It's like doesn't move. And the thing that's crazy is it says massage 1 or 2 pumps into wet skin, which is for your face. So my thought is like, okay, if I use this on like the back of my arms, on my legs, like a bigger surface area, I'll maybe use like 3 or 4 pumps. I'm like really trying to get after it, and it like doesn't move. Like, it's so full. So, but I don't want to like overdo it per se either. So we'll see where we're at since we have this line going, because now I should be able to like track it better. Also, it's glass. At least I'm pretty sure it's glass. And I have this in my shower, so it kind of freaks me out because I don't want it to like break in the shower. But I don't like want to just throw it away. It's such a like full product. I want to use it. So since we're talking about the shower, I also brought my shower gel, which is 1,000 Christmas Wishes, which is a twist on 1,000 Wishes, the Christmas version, if you couldn't tell. This is so good. A celebratory blend of pomegranate, prosecco, sweet elderberries, star jasmine, and sugared woods. Limited edition fragrance celebrates the joyous moments of 1,000 Christmas Wishes. It's so good, you guys. This I have a pump on from Bath & Body Works. I didn't realize you could put these on your shower gel, but I've also been loving this not only for lotions, but on the shower gels. It doesn't quite go to the bottom because the shower gels are bigger than the lotions. Like, can you see? Can you see it like kind of ends? Oh my gosh, can you see that? Anyway, it's not like a huge deal. I'll just like tip it upside down. I kept the cap. But I made a marking on this as well. I think the pump will 100% help me with this. Also, I'm curious. We'll talk about it later. Next, let's do the lotion. So I'm working on Frosted Coconut Snowball, which I've been clearly working on forever. But now that I have the pump on, Look at my progress. I love the pump. I literally love the pump. Most of this, I literally just got these pumps like 4 days ago. Most of this, I had like a DIY pump I made myself. I took a pump that totally didn't fit this specific bottle, and I just like cut it to be the right length, and I just put it in there, and it looked ugly and it didn't fit, and if you knock the bottle over, it'd probably spill. So I'm glad to have this pump now. But most of this was with the pump, and I honestly think it was because like I had the pump. I was like motivated. Well, it just, the ease of use I think motivates me. Now that I have this good new line, I think that will help as well. Okay, next for body cream, I have Bali Black Coconut Sands, because this is my oldest body cream in my collection. And you guys, can you see? I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Can you tell how yellow that is? Hold on. Let me put it next to this white, this white body lotion. You know what? Can you see the color difference? That really was like shocking to me. I was like, okay, I realized that this body cream was getting old, but like, oh my, I didn't realize it was getting that old. So I am curious, I'll be honest, I'm curious about the new formula of the body creams, because they're supposed to be reformulated and be more moisturizing. I'm not entirely sure because they're already pretty moisturizing, but there's something different about them. They have a different ingredient or something now. So I may check those out, but I gotta use up a lot of these. Here's my question. I've made like not a ton of progress on this, but I actually really like this scent, so I'm not as hard up about using it. And it's discoloring. I went through my collection. I was not very hard on myself. I will be harder as I continue to go through, but I was like, I really need to, like, anything I don't love, I need to purge. And like I said, I think I had 13 left, so I may go through again and do that, because like, do I actually love all of those enough to use this? I don't know. Here's my question. My brainstorming mind is thinking, would this work with the pump? I know it's thick. I know that. However, what I did before we had these fancy deals is I would take anything that would be like left in here after I'd used them up, and anything left in here after I'd used them up, and I just keep pouring them into like a lotion bottle. Even the creams, I pour them in, and I just like pump it every night. And it never like clogged necessarily. Sometimes I would like stir it to like get it back going again, but I think like I would do this and I would like alternate, do this. So like the creaminess, the liquidiness of this, I think maybe it'll help this a little, like helps the creams a little bit. But I never like had an issue with it clogging, I guess, but I just don't know, because like these are pretty thick. I don't know. I might try it, because I could get this to go, like if I literally just squeeze out this whole bottle into an empty lotion bottle, could I make that work somehow? I think I would be in a better situation if I could figure that out. That's my brainstorming for the next session. And then I just have a travel guide of the same scent. And I've actually, I don't know, I literally just started using this when I started this project, because I was like, I need to get after it. So it's not like very used, but I like the scent. So I don't know. I'm hoping now that it's a mini. I'm like, okay, if I want to get a mist going forward, it has to be a mini. No exceptions. And then I'm not really working on this because like I'm kind of over it. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of over it. It's Margarita Cupcake. I know some of you are crying because you can't get your hands on this anymore, and I'm sorry. But here's my progress lines. They're not good considering I've been working on this for like 6 months. They're not good considering that. But maybe I just don't know. I was gonna say I could maybe take it to work, but I have a different one at work, but maybe I could switch them out. I think this is a perfect scent for this time of year. so maybe I will. It's literally like oranges and lime with a hint of like that Cupcake Bakery. It's really good scent. I just like, I'm not feeling it, you know? So maybe I'll like keep these at home, maybe try to figure out the pump situation, and then maybe I could take this one to work for my refresh, and that would help me. Maybe. Whew. That was a lot. So maybe I'll get more efficient next time we do this, but I think I want to come back monthly and talk through this with you guys, like how I'm coming on this product. Hopefully, I think if I'm better organized next time, I want to have like show you this lotion and then be like, here's the next one I want to use, so we can like transition better. But I'm just like, so many of you were asking for this, so I was like, I just need to get it out there. I like have no more time to prepare. I just need to do the video, and then I think it'll help me also kind of stay accountable. So putting it out there, that's what I'm trying to do. And this is what I'm working on. Maybe next month will be a little bit more organized. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.